You don't understand what I just experienced. Subscribe to the podcast. This is a big week for me. The price of my mentorship overall is going to $100 a month instead of $75. And I just announced one-on-one lifetime memberships. Lifetime access to Discord, which again is $100 a month. You get that forever. And weekly one-on-one calls with me and Habibi. This is not a promo, but I build your complete strategy for you. And what I'm gonna do every week through TradeZella is you're gonna send me your CSV file. It's just the easiest way to say all your trades taken on your brokerage. Import those files and I will be able to look at every single one of the trades you've taken, critique them, and make sure you're not doing stupid stuff. I'm really excited for this. I don't know how many spots I'm gonna have open, but it's not gonna be a lot. I don't wanna do a bunch, but if you're interested in that, please consider doing it. Please check it out right there because they're going hot. My whole desk getting moved around tomorrow. Please just leave this camera angle is goofy. This is my new website. It's pretty sick. I really do like it. It looks kind of coursey, but I promise this is not any bullshit. This is stuff that I already do. I'm super serious about all of this stuff. This is not some mastermind bullshit. Anybody that's paying this much, I promise you, you are going to see it back. Today's the first day I made this public. I will shout you out on the podcast. This was one of the most, I don't want to say lucky, guys. And you know, I don't have a problem with it because it's going to happen. You guys understand. You do something so many times over and over, there's going to be some crazy situations happen, man. And it's an unfortunate thing. There's outliers to both sides. There's days where I'm going to catch a really crazy exit like I did right here. And there's days where I get, stopped out by a tick. It goes both ways. And that's another thing is when you always zoom out and you have the window open and you understand when you trade every single day, when you do this every single day, taking multiple trades, you're going to have some crazy outcomes. And this is one, but it makes sense from a technical standpoint. I kind of have been changing up my strategy. So I've always been trading off the 4 and the 1 hour zones. It's always been something I've been extremely passionate about. What happened here, giant gap down from some tariff news over the weekend on Friday afternoon. Extremely bearish sentiment in the market. What I would like to look for is at 10 o'clock Eastern, 30 minutes into market open, the 4 hour and the 1 hour both have a candle close. And it's really the only candle close on those time frames that I can actually look and have a potential entry off of them. Right as markets open up on Sunday, we have this extremely bearish trend to the downside. Price finally finds a floor right here and starts to pick up. There is no candle right here, but you understand this is breaking every one of these zones. At this point, now what am I looking for? I'm waiting for a retracement to this area, because this is now our nearest supply zone, for a continuation down. Now this didn't happen, but I'll show you exactly why I still got out with a really good TP on this. Over 100 points, by the way. This is exactly what I was looking for. So now what I wanted to do, I was looking at this all morning. I almost took it in pre-market, which I actually would have gotten stopped out. Good thing I didn't. I always wait for market open. I was so meticulous with this, and you guys have to do this too. You have to make sure when you are taking trades, when you're all doing this stuff, it is an extremely meticulous entry. It's an extremely serious opportunity for you to make money. This is not a game. Any leverage you can get, and this is what I've been getting with a little bit of Vegas Matt, like gambling you two, is I'm watching these guys professionally gamble. And again, this is not gambling, but it's all about finding an edge against the house. This is a stacked game against you. Any opportunity you can to get a house edge, which is just considered your edge in the market, something to, again, shift the bar, you always do it. Once again, I told you the 4 hour and the 1 hour close at 10 o'clock, both at the same exact time, which can be a really good deterrent for me to see on the 4 and the 1 hour. If trend both confirms on each side and gives me an opportunity to take a trade, I am going to take it. That is my window. What is another good thing about that is because from 9:30 to 10, we're seeing the opening range get set. We're watching price action move, and we can realize if price action is moving bad or if there's some going on, I can always wait till that happens, get it out of the way, and now price is starting to settle down a little bit. It gives me more insight going forward. Ideally, we want to see this get rejected. We want to see this get broken just like we did right here, and understand this. This was the 9 to 10 o'clock candle. Look what happens here. Price finally breaks above. Guess what? Comes all the way back down, rejects off the high. Now take a note here because this is exactly why this played out for me, and thank God. And again, it was luck. But there's a reason why I got in specifically where I wanted to. This candle closed at 2:15. Now, remember, this is extremely important. There was news today at 10:15, a red folder, which was extremely important. You guys know, do not trade in news. If you trade during news, you're a gambler, you're a loser. News has no influence over price action, and you want to avoid it every single potential time you can. We know news can move the market. And guess what? What we did was we went on Forex Factory. We were watching the news release come out. Right as I see that it was bearish, I was waiting to make sure if it was bullish, I would have never taken the trade because I don't want to trade against news. Any influence I can get to give myself that edge. If news comes out bearish on a red folder, that's usually, bearish market input. That means your shorts are a little bit more likely to play out. So because I usually would have gotten at this candle close, What I did was I waited for this candle because it instantly opened up down because news came out bearish. I waited for it to pull back to the close of this candle because that's where I wanted to get entered originally. With an SL at the high of this candle for 98 points, and you guys can see price actually came into it, tapped back to my break even, but you guys can see all the way down here at 100 points was my first TP. Because I was running a 1-to-1. I love to run 1-to-1s. 1-of-1s are always kind of my thing. And gosh, we got so lucky. Stops would have been a break even for me over 50 points. But, you know, I don't need to worry about it. I would have been really mad if we got stopped out of this. But, man, just what happened was, so I guess Trump came up some like kind of agreements with the Mexican president, postponing some tariffs, and it really came out bullish and pumped the market up. So no one really knows what would have happened because, again, this was affected by news. This happened because of news. This was not price action playing out. In an alternative world where that doesn't happen and Trump doesn't talk to this guy, this maybe dumps all the way down to our low. And that is all we did. We took an amazing trade. We got paid for it. Very nice. I'm very happy that things played out. We got very lucky. All you can do at that point is pray to God, thank you, and just move on. I don't know what's going to happen next, but we're going to look at tomorrow's trade. This is the second part of this video. This is now Tuesday night. Oh gosh, man. Wow. I wish I would have ended the video there and just not traded today. It was absolutely horrible. We got baited so hard today. I actually feel like I was like touched. Looking at the 4-hour and this high that we actually had not taken it out yet. You guys can see it was right here. We made this high on the 4 and the 1 hour, and I was looking for shorts off of that. Right here, you guys see we created that. This was our 7 o'clock candle, 8, 9 o'clock, boom, going into 10. We made this high right here, rejected off of it. I was looking for a hit of this, reject down to this low, and somewhere in this giant wick right here, look for buys for a continuation up. But we just ended up ripping right away. So knowing that, and obviously hindsight 2020, looking at it, man, price came into at 9 o'clock, 9:30, so nice. Beautiful price action. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. One of the cleanest price action moves I've seen all year so far with this whole Trump administration stuff going on recently, bro. It has not been good. But look at this. Perfect PA, just ripping nonstop. So what does that tell me? Obviously going into it with a bullish sentiment. Now we're looking for retracement. That's all we were looking for. And guess what, man? Right as of course, me, right as I decide to finally get into a trade, not only does it even stop me out or just reverse, it just chopped like crazy, man. And you guys can see this was our exact entry right here. Let me zoom in. This is messed up because Habibi also took this trade. We got longs right here, and our stop loss was right there. This was a 40-point SL for me. I think I got filled. It was exactly a 40-point SL for me. If you guys remember, the trade I took yesterday, I caught 100 points, but it was on 4 micros. So 40 points was the equivalent on this trade. This was, I was taking 1 mini. This was the same exact win/loss opportunity. Like, if I lost this trade, I would have been back at break even exactly. So this trade would have, again, if I would have got stopped out of this, put me right back to break even. This is the 2-minute time frame. 2 minutes. You guys can see I saw myself out right there. Habibi held this trade all the way up to 90. 90 was his TP. Finally hit. We got in at the same exact time. Habibi held this trade for an hour and 30 minutes. I am not even joking to you guys. My trades are pretty fat. I take big trades. Even that 100-point trade yesterday. My trades max 10 minutes. Very quick trades. We were in this for an hour. We were in the VC till damn near 12 o'clock, bro. And it was disgusting. It was so bad. And I never, ever emotionally trade. I will react. I will freak out all the time, but it's always post entry, and I have my stop and take profit set up already. So there's no way for me to, as much as I'm freaking out, my stuff's already set. I can't change it. That's just something that I live by, to not let emotions get the best of me. But you guys can see how trashy PA was. We ended up actually stopping myself out at break even, which I just said I don't do, but I just had intuition with how price was moving. I had no expectations going forward on how this trade was going to play out. And let me show you guys exactly why I personally decided to get out of this trade. So there was this analogy I made, and I was going to post it on TikTok, but it was just a bad look. Trading is not gambling, of course, but the reason why so many people relate it to it, because there's so many similarities, okay? So picture this. We trade every single day trying to chase an edge. I trade every day to try and catch an edge in the market to shift it towards me. When people gamble, every time that they approach the casino, they want to try and have some sort of an edge. Hindsight is 2020, but at this time, longs look extremely good. I was waiting for a retracement. once I saw the retracement to this EMA, I was looking for that all day. You guys could see I didn't get one just until now. We finally get one, and watch what happens. I wanted to see just, a little buyback here, but this was even more confirmation. We broke above the high with a great bullish candle, jumped in at the candle close, stop loss at the retracement, targeting a continuation. Why? Because look at the PA all day, man. This thing was pumping. We have confirmation of buys at a new higher low. We have a break above the previous high, confirming that we have now nothing to potentially stop us out during this session, and we were looking for the continuation of the trend. Potential chance to hit TP here is definitely not just, this is not just a 50-50 thing. This definitely sways in my direction. Price is bullish on short and long-term time frame. But as you see price going forward, stuff starts to happen. This was the first key, okay? Now we didn't get stopped out, and we were in this trade for a very long time. There's something that I love to look for every single trade, regardless of win or loss. The number one thing for me personally is I said this earlier today, people were grilling me, defense in my drawdown. That means just every time price hits in my drawdown, it doesn't need to always bounce off of it and obviously hit TP, because that would be every single, it's impossible. But I at least want to see buys in this case, because I'm in longs, getting exercised in my drawdown. I have my drawdown, my stop loss set at this specific area for a specific reason, meaning I believe buyers are underneath us, and if buyers want to push this even higher, they need to hold this area. And that is exactly what we saw today. We saw buyers constantly, look at all these bottom wicks right here, holding up price in my drawdown, which is amazing. But first example, we swept this high, and I'm not the liquidity king, but this is just a rejection off of a zone. It's always not perfectly clean, but the cleanest identification for you to understand this would be a liquidity sweep. Again, a liquidity sweep is just understanding this was the high. A lot of people had their stop losses if they were in sales at high of day, got right above high of day, fell right back down off of it. And of course, look at this. Buying like crazy. This looks so good. Every time we got above this high, just price completely rejected itself. You guys can see we pushed up, and then once again, we swept the high one more time of this high, got above this high, instantly swept it back down. But buyers continuing to hold. And finally, once we came up to this area, I was like, dude, I am not supposed to be in trades this long. I'm supposed to be done trading past 10:30. If I'm trading past 10:30, that is breaking my rules. The fact that it was already 11 o'clock, price action was so gross, so choppy. I had no expectations. We already rejected this high once, rejected this high again, and I had to get up all the way to 700, which is already a psychological level. I just decided I'm going to exit at, I lost 5 points on this trade, which is $1,000, but again, I don't care. Horrible, and I'm glad I got out when I did. I felt really good. But what I wanted to bring this back to from an analytical standpoint and from a casino standpoint is, think about this. If you are playing blackjack, again, you always want to have the dealer's cards first. If you could, you would definitely take it. But how this would work is if the dealer has a bad hand and you have an opportunity, you get a 10, you can maybe double down. If they have a 2 or a 3, and just being able to look forward and be like, as I'm in this trade, as you're playing blackjack, at a point, you wish you could have either bet more or bet less, I'm sure, depending on what the dealer has or all this stuff. So as you go through a trade and you start to see stuff like a clear rejection off this high, potentially edit a setup, potentially change some things about what actually happened, because price wasn't as bullish as it was right here, because so much has happened since then. So when I had the opportunity, seeing how price was moving, to still be able to exit at break even, basically, I just took it and moved forward. I'm already up technically 40, 100 points in the week, or I can sit here till 2:30 and let my brain rot. With experience, I'm telling you guys, I know you want to trade a bunch right now. Once you get up on the day, bro, you just want to get out. Hopefully the rest of this week will go well. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm, again, in the process of moving my setup around. I want to make this a lot more professional, and I definitely will want to get you guys more productive content, not just this boring stuff. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for doing this and subscribing and liking and all that fun stuff. I will keep you guys updated. I'm so excited for the future. I love you guys so much. Join the Discord if you want. I'll see you later.